All right, so we got shoulders today. We're all warmed up. We've been doing sets of 12 regularly the last couple of weeks. So we got the 245s. We added a 10. We're gonna do sets of five sets of 5. Again, we're gonna feel the heavier weight and try to make sure that we're able to consistently do sets of 5 with the increased amount of weight. Normally at other gyms, you would increase by say 5 pounds on each side. This gym only has, basically they're 11 pounds or 11 and a half pounds or whatever it is. So that's why we're dropping all the way down to 5 reps. If we can hit 6, we'll hit 6, but we're gonna stay at 5 reps. Ideally, we get 5 full sets of 5, and then week after week, we'll be progressing with weight, trying to get more reps with that until we get back up to 12 reps and then start the cycle over again. So let's get it. Let's go. More weight. Lock it in. Yep. There you go. All right, felt good. Get our drink right here. So the last week of school for the kids, a little crazy. Hit half days each day, so after we get out of the gym here, we'll go home, shower, do a couple things. And I'm gonna go pick up those guys. Cool time for them. You know, they're excited. Ava's having a water day or whatever today for being on the honor roll, and Romeo's doing whatever Romeo's doing. So that's an exciting time of the year for them. You know, getting off of school. Romeo will be going to a sports camp. Ava going to a camp at her school. So I remember those times when you're a kid. Now when you're an adult, you're like, summer's just hot as hell in Miami. We are going on a vacation, so that's a cool thing. We'll bring the camera so you guys can go see training we're gonna do up in the Cape. Gotta figure out what gym we're gonna go to up there, but we'll figure it out. Let's get it, let's go, come on. Set 2, 5. Lock it in. Lock it in. Let's go. Set 2 in the books. Really good headspace right now with the strength, energy, diet's on point. So this feels good, you know, coming to the gym. And it's not luck there. I've been consistent. I've been consistently doing all the right things, and pays dividends. I posted a video today, you know, people are saying, you know, back then when I was training and back now, and just the difference. And when you're laser locked in, excited, kind of cut out a lot of the negativity in your life and only put positive things in there and push yourself at another level, bro, it's not the drugs, guys. It's not the fucking steroids, dude. That's it. I said it in the beginning, and I don't want to be cliche, but everybody's like, oh, bro, you're probably jacked up on more juice. And I'm like, not a fucking chance, dude. Not at all. My drugs do not up and down. I don't fucking blast and then come off and blast and come off. Like, it's not how it is. I've found what works for me. That is test and DECA. I use a certain amount every week, and I stay consistent with that. And then the rest of it is how lasered I am on my diet, how lasered I am on my training, how lasered I am on my recovery, and all those things. So I don't need to lie to you guys. It's not helpful. Let's go. Lock it in. Excuse me? Yeah, you can walk through. Don't worry. Oh yeah, what's up?
I follow you on Instagram.
Oh, awesome, man. Thank you, bro. Thank you, man.
I also own a brand.
Awesome.
So I understand, bro.
Yeah, the struggles.
Yeah, keep pushing hard.
Yeah, that's all you can do, man.
I just wanted to come
What
by
brand
and
is it?
Magna.
Okay. Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I just wanted to come by and introduce myself.
No, that's awesome,
I
man.
see you here all the time.
Yeah, no, appreciate it.
Pleasure,
And your
bro.
name was?
Keep doing what you're doing, bro.
What was your name?
Adolfo.
Adolfo?
Yeah.
Alex. A
Yeah,
pleasure,
nice to meet
man.
you, Alex.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Sup? Oh, that's cool, man. Get that on camera. Another business owner, you know, in our space doing what he's doing. And I appreciate it. I had a guy started following, and, you know, I think you got to let people know those type of things. You see it in people who are shy and afraid to, like, you know, communicate with others. But at the end of the day, man, so one of the guys that handles the athlete program over at Action Sledge, and it clicked up as like recommended follow, and so I followed him. First thing I did is said, hey man, keep doing what you guys are doing. It's great over there. Great company. I listen to you guys on the podcast. Seth, Bob, him, you know, other you guys that jump in, and, you know, yeah, they're our competition. They're in our space, okay? They're competing for the same customer base, but give them kudos when they're doing the right thing. When they do good stuff, you know, appreciate that. It only can drive you to do better. You know, I look at it that way. A lot of people are doing great things, and I'm learning from them. Okay, I learn what to do, what not to do, what works with our brand, what doesn't work for our brand. We don't have the same company. Okay, they're all American roughneck. I am not a fucking all American roughneck. Like, I'm not a dude that fucking goes out and does a labor intensive job. It is not fucking me. Everybody will hear it. I'll never fucking say it. I pay people to do those things, and I appreciate what they can do. But I put myself in a position to make enough money so that someone can help me do those things that I'm not good at. Whereas with their brand, they're out there supporting that community because that's something that is true to Seth and the owners over there. So something that he did as a kid, something his dad did. It's not me. Doesn't mean I can't respect it. Doesn't mean I can't say, you know what working with that community can work with a different community. Is that full? Woo! So, don't be afraid to let others know that you're watching them. Be other afraid to network and get out there. Also, when it's time to compete, it's time to compete. You know, you can be cordial, friendly with people when you're not competing. But when it's time to step up and do your work, you gotta step up and do your work. Okay? Let's go. Una más. Five sets locked in like this, a little bit different. It's a mindset. It's a little mindset change. The sets are not as long and grueling, but there's more of them. So it's like you got to get yourself hyped up for 5 sets as opposed to 3. But the sets, like I said, are not as long or intense time periods because they're only 5 reps as opposed to 8 to 12. So it is a different kind of feel. Get it. Let's go. Let's move on. Moving on to the next one. Let's go. All right. Exercise 2, set 2, or set 1 is going to be this unilateral machine press. We did this last week. We're going to do it again this week. Now with this press is it comes like in this motion. So you got to be careful not to go overly deep because it does put the arms in a compromising, the joints in a compromising position when it gets too deep. But you obviously want to get a full stretch. It gets a good stretch, a unique stretch you don't get from, say, the dumbbells or regular barbell and Smith machine pressing. So I like to include this in our workout. We structure our shoulder workouts with 3 pressing movements and or front delts. So I always work the front delts first. That's something that I need. I do 2 side delt exercises, and then I'll do a rear delt exercise to finish. So 6 overall exercises. We did about 3 sets each, not including our warm-ups. We've already warmed up on this baby, so let's go. Let's get it. Let's go. Yeah. Look. Got about 12 of those. Feels good. Last week we were doing 3 pressing movements. Didn't do the front raises. Did more of a dumbbell press after this in the Smith machine. So we'll see what we feel like after this, how these feel. I'm a big feel person, okay? At this level of my life, I know what I get the most stimulation from. So depending on how my body is feeling, you know, we kind of do the exercises that I'm going to be able to maximize my intensity. Now, that doesn't mean for a lot of people is that the easiest exercises to do. Okay, sometimes and a lot of times I've now make better decisions because I understand, guys. I was saying it this morning, like, it's about doing the hardest shit, okay, with utmost intensity to get the results. When you program yourself, the hardest thing to do is literally do that. Pick the hardest things to do and then just go balls to the wall intensity. Now, that's why a lot of people like to use coaches, because the coaches will tell them something to do and then they have to do that in obligation to finish the task. Whereas when you do things yourself, naturally, your body is going to just do the easiest thing. Even though you might do it intensely, if you're constantly picking the easiest thing to do, you're not gonna progress. You're not challenging yourself. You're not putting yourself under immense pressure, okay? Yes, there's intensity, but your intensity is in the things that are easiest. Let's go, ready? You know, I was talking to a friend today, or the other day, and she said basically, all your workouts must be distracting with the camera. And I told them, yeah, you know, there's certain areas where it's tough to like recover, you know, because I'm talking as a set of just breathing. But I told her, I said, listen, I actually get better workouts. Why? Because I'm telling you guys what I'm going to do. And you guys get to see if I actually do that. And then week after week, I'm telling you what I want to accomplish. And I have to prove it because it's going to be on camera. Okay, so I appreciate every one of you guys that are watching, every one of you guys that are following along, because you guys are the ones, in a sense, that are driving me. I don't know who you are, but I don't want to let you guys down. Okay, anybody that watches myself, the alphasuppsusa channel, everything that we're doing, when I say we're going to do something, we're going to do it because I put it out there. And I don't want to be called a liar. I don't want to be called those things that I'm not doing the utmost thing. So if I tell you I'm doing an 8-week leg program and I'm going to do these fucking exercises and I'm going to fucking put balls to the wall, I'm going to fucking do it. And I fucking came in one day and my leg, I was limping for fucking 4 days before. And yeah, we got on the belt squat. It sucked, but I fucking did it. Why? Because I told you guys I was going to do it. Okay? And when you win those battles of doing the things you tell yourself you're going to do or tell other people you're going to do, you build confidence in yourself. And the more confidence you have in yourself, again, just builds into a better and stronger person. Last one. Let's go. All right, we're moving on to exercise number 3. We're gonna do some shoulder presses. We're gonna do sets of 8. Gonna move up from last week. Feel good. Let's get it. Let's go. 3 sets. 8 reps. All right. It's funny that, I don't know, mindset's changed a little bit with pressing and stuff. It's one of those things when, I was younger, always, obviously yesterday you're younger, but years back, I just never liked pressing. I was like, just always afraid of it. Never can consistently get better at it. And I've just found over time what has worked and what's not. So I went back, like I told you, I've increased the range of motion on everything, strengthened myself in those ranges of motion. Now progressively I've increased the weight. I don't have as many strains or pulls or tears or any of that kind of stuff. But the other part is I know how much volume my body can take. Shoulders specifically can only be worked out once a week or once every 8 days. When I do more than that, I just can't get stronger. I just can't press on it consistently. So fuck. All right, so we got set 2. That was a little tougher, I will tell you. I don't know if I didn't take enough of rest, too much talking, whatever. 8 was good. I was able to get 8, but it was definitely at that brink. So in those cases, when I was younger, I would speed up the cadence in which I do the reps because I'm afraid I wouldn't be able to finish. I would start doing less of a full range of motion. The goal each and every set is to replicate the same form, the same intensity, the same contraction. If the reps meet what you need to meet, great. If they don't, that's fine. But increasing the speed in which you do the reps, decreasing the range of motion, it will hurt your contraction, your mind-muscle connection, and ultimately your gains. So don't worry about that. We're not here to ego lift. We're not here to make false reps. We're not here to speed shit up. We're here to get progress. Let's hit it. Let's go. Let's go. Set 3. We're on set 4. Let's go. All right, so we're moving on. We already did our pressing. We're going to move into the side laterals. We load up this machine right here. Okay. We're going to do 10 reps and then about 10 to 15 partials. All right, we're going to do more. That's too easy. All right, so we ended up doing 12 and 12. The stack here is not heavy or heavy enough. So I've done straight sets of 15. And it's just not enough of an intensity for me. So I like this exercise because I feel that it really, really targets the side delts. I don't have to hold any of the weight like I do with the dumbbells. There's very limited amount of swing because I'm seated in the seat. So I like to gravitate towards this exercise. So I have to find intensity techniques to make it tougher. That's very rare. You're going to find that you're able to kind of like stack out a machine that you really, really like. That being said, if you do, you need to also realize that if you like the machine and you're stacking it out, you start to do 15, 20, 30, whatever, how many reps, now you're going to start limiting your muscle gain. Why? Because, we're not in the endurance sport. Once you start getting over a certain rep range, your body's not going to go into hypertrophy. You're going to go more into endurance. So you got to find ways to stimulate the muscle a little bit differently. All right, now that one fucking sucked. I think I only got 10 reps on that partials. We're gonna grab some water here. Locked in and loaded. We're gonna move into the last set. Keep the rest period short. Intensity up. Get these side delts jacked and juicy. Nothing. I got nothing. Fucking dominated that first set, but fucking shit all over me on the last one. I was doing partials at the end. I did a good set of 12 and then 12 partials. Second set worse. Third set was a fucking disaster. Oh, I fucking kicked my ass, dude. That's good. We found it. Found what works, all right? So those intensity techniques, that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to just drive you into the other living ground. So it is what it is. Move on. Okay, we're gonna be doing a close grip upright row next. It's a great exercise that will pull on the side delts. You'll also get some trap engagement as well, because we are going to be using a closer grip. Use more of a wider grip, you're going to take out some of that trap work, but we don't mind. We want big juicy traps as well. So if you are looking for this, I usually say this is kind of like a guy's exercise, because on the close version you are going to be utilizing the traps, which a lot of ladies don't like to use. So that's the only reason why I say it's a guy's exercise, because of the muscles that it's targeting. For all the females out there that might be wanting to work on your traps, this is definitely a great exercise for your shoulders. I know a lot of women like to work their shoulders. So I usually tell females to when you're doing it, have a wider grip. So you're holding something like this and you're lifting it up like that. It's gonna go about to nipple height. That way the traps will be out of it. Whereas when you're closer and you lift it up, you're gonna get a lot more of that trap work, which I've found over the years for ladies, because their traps are not that strong, because they're not trying to ever directly work their traps, they get a lot of neck discomfort from that. So that's just one of the reasons that I say it. A lot of the women that want a more sleek, feminine look, don't want the huge trap development. Again, that's up to you. It's up to your appearance, what you want to look like. And then again, if you don't have traps developed, that's where you're going to tighten your neck. You might feel that you're going to have more of that stress in your overall neck. So, like I said, everything is up to what you're trying to train. Guys that have huge traps, probably not an exercise that they're trying to work on their shoulders. It's not going to be the best exercise, because your traps are dominant. It's something that will overtake. When I was younger, and my traps were very, very developed, I utilized traps. I work traps on a regular basis. I would try to go for a wider stance because my shoulders are never getting that same kind of size that I wanted. Now, as I've gotten older and I've been able to kind of even out my physique, my shoulders have grown a lot. My traps, I do very little work for them. So this is an exercise that not only will work the traps to keep them nice and full, but also puts plenty of emphasis on the shoulders. All right, one more. So this is another kind of like mindset thing that I tell you guys all the time is like, there's, for me, this is how my mind works. My area of most improvement is where I'm looking to improve the area is my front delts. So I load the majority of the very hard and intense exercises into the front of my workout. So once I'm done with the first 3 exercises, I then need to kind of like get a different kind of mindset, knowing that I'm going to go into less intense exercises overall, because pressing, like it is with my leg day that I did before, is what is going to take the most energy out of your body. But that doesn't mean that I can coast through the rest of the workout. So it's like you got to refocus your brain and say, yes, this might not be intense from a standpoint of overall exertion, but I need to make sure that my mind is in my muscles to make sure that that muscle is getting the most of what I'm doing for it. So something like this, I just got to be locked in. That's why I say lock it in. Let's go. Lock it in. Lock your brain in. Let's go. Focus. All right. Now I'm going to focus on taking a shit because I got to go. Last but least is going to be the rear delts. We're going to do them on a rear deck pec fly. We do 1 exercise for rear delts, and we're going to go after it right now. Already warmed up. Let's get it. Let's go. Then go down a little bit. We jumped up from the last warm-up set to a little bit more weight than we could. As you saw, I only did about 7.5. So I dropped it down so I can get, say 12 to 15. Felt good. As my rear delts is a dominant muscle group, so the pump is very easy to get in that area, and I don't want to overdo it. So fucking motherfuckers are talking shit in the back. Trying to get in my camera. I can see you, bitches. Feels good. One more set. This, I will tell you, I say laser focused. This one's hard. Hard to stay laser focused. Same thing with calves. It's at the end of the workout. But I've said this before, like if you want big calves, don't fucking put it at the end of your workout. Don't put it at the end of a grueling fucking leg workout. If you want big rear delts, if your regular delts are slacking, putting it as the 6th exercise of 6, it's fucking stupid. You're never gonna get it better. So just don't do that. Put it at the top, prioritize what you need to work on, just like I did one today. Put more emphasis on it. It's a 3-headed beast. If your rear delts suck, do 2 or 3 exercises, start your workout with your rear delts. Then move on to all your other shit, Same thing with calves. If calves suck, load it up. Get ready to work. Row, baby. We're done. So that's it for shoulders. Appreciate you guys coming in, supporting the channel, supporting everything that I'm doing. Hopefully you guys get some positive stuff out of this, how to do the exercise, how to program. If you guys have any questions, always reach out, put a comment below, and we'll help you out get where you want to be. Okay, wherever you're starting, if it's just losing weight, if it's trying to become a pro bodybuilder, if you are a pro trying to do something even more awesome, all these things, reach out. We can help you. Let's get it. Let's go, BigStew.